Working in the Language Development Lab, the Autism Noise Project by Nicole Friedman. This is what the Language Development Lab looks like. I started working at the Language Development Lab in the fall of 2013. Working in the lab gave me a great opportunity to immerse myself in many different research projects and studies at once. Once I got some background experience, I decided to narrow down my research and started working specifically on the Autism and Noise Project being headed by Laura Anderson under Dr. Newman. The Autism and Noise Study. Here I started to really work with kids from the ages of 3 to 5 years old. Some were typical children while others were mild to moderately autistic. I gained more hands-on experience working on this project because I was working in a smaller team and on one specific project. The goal of the Autism Noise Study was to help us learn whether or not preschoolers have difficulties processing speech in the presence of background noise. In order to do this, we had an experimental population, which were preschoolers with autism, and a control population, which were typical preschoolers. During the experiment, the participants would watch a video, had a developmental assessment the Mullen performed on them, and played with his or her parent in a play session. This is what the developmental test or the Mullen looks like. Working in the Language Development Lab, and especially on the Autism and Noise Project, has definitely benefited me in more ways than none. I now feel like I have an extensive knowledge regarding the Autism and Noise Project, as well as gained vital experience working with children who have autism. This experience over the past year as a research assistant has taught me so much that I could have never gained in the classroom. Although we are not at the point in our research in the Autism and Noise Study to make conclusions regarding any differences between typical children and autistic children and their ability to examine or recognize speech in the presence of background noise, it has been an amazing experience so far. I would like to thank Dr. Newman for letting me work in the Language Development Lab and enhancing my education. I would like to thank Laura Anderson for having me work on the Autism and Noise Project, and I would like to thank Dr. Holtz and Dr. Merck for all of their guidance and support through this Scholars class.